So we're all back together again, fresh still in our minds, those memories, the unbelievable highs, the unforgettable lows. And as the sides return to cross swords for the first time again, we just remind ourselves of the magic of this game. This is what it does to you. It keeps bringing you back, no matter what. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. The crowd rises for the national anthem of South Korea.
I think in Puskás we have someone who you can call the world's first international sports star. He was a man so prolific that he almost scored for fun. He even has an award named after him for the outstanding goal of that year, scored across world football.
And he was the very epitome of an out-and-out goal scorer. Those that follow England will well recall him as the architect of Hungary's famous 6-3 win against them.
Such a quick-witted player, Peter, as well, who could tie the best defenders in knots. And we can't forget about his wonderful left foot.
Things already rolling. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Lazio clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to...
Impressive jump! Goal! Republic of Korea! The ideal start!
Well, talking about stepping things up from the off, that's how you start a football match.
Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
An early launch, just as they wanted, just as they hoped it. Gerrard. Messi. Messi going face-to-face with his great rival. Cho Yu-min. Kim Min-jae to the point of attack. Hwang Hee-chan touches it back.
They're really getting no time to think on the ball here.
Lam. Puskás. Gerrard. Puskás looking for options for movement. He's got away. Iniesta and a header! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Well, there wasn't too much wrong with his effort. He needs to get on the ball again and give it another crack. I would.
And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
And here's Gerrard. Played with finesse. Can he finish? Well, that is commitment to the cause. Punched away. Nicely weighted ball. Messi's terrific effort! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled. South Korea genuinely seem like a side that's confident with the quality they have out wide. They certainly like their little intricate combinations.
Son Heung-min! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And it's Gerrard. Well, there's the clearance. And here's Pato. Puskás is onto this. And that is well cleared. And he's had it nicked away. Lee Kang-in. It's Hwang Hee-chan. He's looking wide. Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. Aimed at the far side. Cleared away. Rijkaard. Pressing high and with purpose. Lazio do have a chance to counter here. Thuram. Puskás is onto it in a flash. Iniesta. Iniesta stood his ground strongly. No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Now, can they get him away? Vieira. Closing in on goal. And Messi! Well taken goal. They have come roaring back.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
Beautiful, just beautiful. The joy of the moment.
Oh, how does he get the ball to do that? He's on another level to most of his peers.
We're looking at a different game now.
Both teams having to rewrite their plans and start from scratch here. Plenty of food for thought for both managers.
Well read, and the danger is averted. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Played back into the centre. Son Heung-min! Thuram. Lahm.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And here's Messi. Gerrard. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Kim Min-jae. That's a lovely, neat pass. And that is the end of the first half. So it's all square. Neither side has been able to make a telling difference, but it hasn't been for the lack of trying. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Well, it has been tight, it's been competitive. Each side with one significant moment, and at half-time the score is 1-1. And that's the second half started. Lee Kang in. It's a pretty loose pass. Now it's Hwang Hee-chan, and it's Son Heung-min. Searching pass he's played there. Oh, that was vital.
If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
Oh, he's found support out wide. And that's too far for anyone. Good-looking ball. Spread out to the left. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Neither of these two want to come off second best. That's the keeper's ball. Vieira gets over and intercepts. Gerrard.
Gerrard really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And claimed it back swiftly. Puskás, picks chance for a shot! Son Heung-min has created one goal already. Somewhat off target. And here's Pato. Engaged. Oh, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. And no surprise, that's a booking. That should get the job done. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Oh, some astute defending there. Puskás. It's Pato! Now, who's going to be first to this? He's keen, determined to have his say.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
Cambio di giocatori.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Tries to get it clear. Out for a throw. And here's Iniesta. Now the ball in. Son Heung-min gets it away. Quality ball.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Oh, sweet feet. Kim Min-jae clears without hesitation. Over to the right flank. While facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Son Heung-min. In with the challenge. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner. They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
He's found space here. South Korea are making a change now.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Son Heung-min. And it's Son Heung-min. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
He's picked his way through. And that is headed for the middle. And it's claimed by the keeper. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
What's going wide left? Now it's Son Heung-min. Ah, such a clever touch. He's in a great position here, and it's played in here.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Il quarto uomo indica 2 minuti di recupero.
Opts for safety. And he skips past his man. Good ball, good take. The referee has given a corner. Defending of the desperate variety. That's that, the end. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end, not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Messi claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, if this was a game where both sides played to their strengths, there could only have been one winner, but ifs don't count in football.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening.
Presentandovi agli stand appositi.
Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury, and it's my chance to say that it is an absolute delight to have Jim Beglin beside me.
Thanks for that, Peter. Hi, everyone. The excitement has really picked up now, and I'm eager for the action to start.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. We are just getting... Takes a shot! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Switzerland are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. Lahm is there to clear. Gerrard. Turns back here, probably the best option. Garcia. Can he get on the end of this? Oh, nice touch. Xhaka. Looking for the far post. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Nice sequence of passes, this. To Ricardo Rodriguez. And this is Embolo. Now it's Freuler. Hangs in across.
That was well seen too. Good clearance.
Iniesta. And now the breakaway. Freuler. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Iniesta. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Played out towards the right wing.
Alexander Pato clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. He's in a great position here. He's on it, can he get away? Elects to... Impressive jump! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Embolo really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Puskás looking for the chance to skim one in from range. Pato! Superb from Pato! A finish of true class! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. He has given that the lot. Bang!
I think it was probably past the keeper before he even saw it. Incredible he got so much power with so little backlift.
Lazio are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Shifted it to the flank. And it's Garcia. That is good progress on the left. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Getting up there! Right card, can clear it away. And the finish! And he's really put himself on the line here. Cleared without hesitation. Great vision. Can he latch on to this? Oh, good read.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's hoisted clear.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
And now a sudden chance to counter. Lazio looking forward to the break after some very good work in the first 45 minutes. Out of play for a throw. Now, can they get him away? He's had a shot! And a terrific save from the keeper.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done. And that is a little undercooked. Switzerland have the chance to go the other way. And it's going to be another one. Cleared away.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Garcia. And Ricardo Rodriguez. Akanji. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Immediately.
Lazio looking good, feeling good. It is 2-0 at the break.
And please welcome our lads to the field.
We're on the move again. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Garcia just eases him off the ball, plays it through. Thuram did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And Messi! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Freuler. And it's Xhaka. Spread out to the left. And it's Garcia. Showing good feet. Garcia gets a cross in. Lahm. That's Rijkaard. Cannavaro looking to provide the solidity his team so need. Freuler. Zakaria. That's a super give and go. Nice control. And he whips it in. Thuram clears it away. Lazio in a very solid position, 2 to the good. Now it's Iniesta. Now it's Pato. Ball looks a good one. Puskás! Superb from Puskás! A finish right from the top draw. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff.
After 59 minutes,
He gave it plenty and some. Crashed it in.
Yeah, you just don't save those, Peter. Too much power on, and the manager's absolutely loving this.
Three-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy. "60 minutes played. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Akanji cuts it out. So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, he's going to inject a nice bit of pace into that front line, Peter, so I can see him making those runs in behind.
substitution for Switzerland, number 7, Embolo.
Messi.
Coming on the field is number 9,
Vieira can so cleverly bypass the press. Granit Xhaka. Over to the right flank. No, it's come to nothing. It's a promising position. That is lovely. Now it's Freuler. Referee's had a good look and given a corner. And he's managed to get rid. That'll be a throw-in. That has been slung wide. Lovely bit of skill. Iniesta. Puskás being hounded, manhandled at times.
Yeah, it very much looks like this defence has learned from its errors now.
Oh, no joy this time. Alvedi. Zakaria. It's a really well-measured ball. And he can clear it away. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, look at the space here. He has found the way through. Deftly away. And back in possession and ready to go again. Moved on forwards. Nicely shaped ball. Towering header! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Pass isn't the best. Zakaria. Now it's Okafor. And it's Zakaria. He's gone direct here. Now it's Puskás. Iniesta. Lazio are closing in on a comfortable win. Messi, a player who needs no introduction. Oh no, that was never going to make it. And it's Garcia. 5 minutes left on the clock. Looking for a runner.
Switzerland truly seem to be at loggerheads in trying to sort this out. Is it the passing or the movement that's the problem? I think both.
Thuram wins the duel this time. Now it's Messi. Now it's Pato.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Very nicely done. Can he finish? And it's there! His utter joy. He engages with absolute happiness. That was easy, almost too easy.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
Lazio, and there goes the final whistle. Lazio looking by any yardstick formidable, truly enjoyable to watch and clearly so together. That was a terrific day for them. Puskás voted man of the match and deservedly so. Your reflections then, Jim?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
Today, please watch the screen for train
Thanks to
departure
Jim
times
alongside
from
me,
all
and as the
major
fans
stations.
make their way home, so much...
แล้วปืนใครครับ
เข้ามาเลยครับพี่
So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. The Lazio fans are out in force, the atmosphere crackling, passions are high. How could this not be inspiring for all those down there in light blue? So bring it on.
Well, it's certainly going to be huge, Peter. The demands, both physical and mental, on these players out there will be massive, and there's going to be a big responsibility on both captains to keep the players in check. We need talkers to ensure that everyone plays the game, and not this occasion.
Things already rolling. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Zanetti spots it and intercepts. In with the challenge, looking for the run. Stojkovic unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Schneider will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. He won't be happy with that one. Stojkovic. Gerrard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Now he's got space here. First quarter of an hour gone. And here's Stojkovic. Good read, needed to be. Stam pokes it out wide. And here's Van Basten. Nicely weighted ball.
Yeah, I've had a quick review of what we've seen so far, and I can confirm we're in a shot-free zone.
Aimed beyond the defence. Can he get onto this? Oh, that's fabulous.
Beckham clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Passing nice and neat. That's a cute ball. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. That is good alertness. Rijkaard. Schneider. The ball is loose and the chase is on. Knocks it into space. Stojkovic has the space to scheme. He's had a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? And it's Schneider. Neither of these two want to come off second. It's Schneider! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Milan with the corner, they're first. A header! And he has kept it out somehow.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
That's going wide left. Ronaldinho. Carries far too far and out of play. De Bruyne. And it's De Bruyne. Van Basten. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
And here's Stojkovic. Spread to the right. And here's Sneijder. And no, he's seen through all of that.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Sneijder. Sneijder! That is a super hit, but it was always just off target.
Well, that was smashed with venom, violence even. All he had to do was hit the target. It's such a shame.
And he's been shifted off it. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Stojkovic. He's had a shot! Oh, he gave that an almighty thump.
Well, the keeper looks perplexed. That was hit with real ferocity.
Can he get it through? He's shifting through the gears here. Hangs in a cross. And it's hoisted clear. Oh, what has happened? Beckham! Van Basten in the hunt and looking threatening. That's a good run down the left. Sneijder really struggling to influence the game.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
That's the end of the first 45. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, there's one standout, Peter, that needs improving, and that's the passing. All too often it's been found wanting, much to the frustration of everyone around, and I'd go so far as to say that it's the biggest contributor as to why we have the scoreline we do.
Well, it's been a half that hasn't lacked suspense or intrigue. It's only lacked goals. 0-0 at the break.
Sostituzione per la Lazio. Numero 21, Ronaldinho.
So, into the second half.
Numero 15.
0-0, and we're at the halfway point. De Bruyne. Picked out brilliantly. Oh, shooting chance! He's scored!
Well, whenever he reminds us of his wondrous skill set, it's usually something very memorable or even unforgettable. We'll certainly remember that one.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
เดี๋ยวไม่รู้ดูก่อนเปิดมากเกินไม่มีที่ลงแล้วครับ
Sostituzione per la Lazio. Numero 8, Beckham.
So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting. Well, that is
555.
What a sight this is.
Now, that's what you call a luxury addition, to be able to summon someone of this calibre.
You felt it was coming. 1-0.
And talk about the perfect time to score. The manager's giving nothing away, but he'll be thrilled inside.
Oh, good climb! Oh, it's fallen loose again! Not a bad try by any means.
Yeah, it's good movement, though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Stojkovic. And it's Van Basten. Well, played right into his path. Schneider showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Chance!
Milan have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Schneider with a definite foul there. The ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. Milan appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Schneider. The ball has bounced loose now.
Schneider really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Oh, there's a probing ball. Lazio can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
That's been cut out, well played. De Bruyne plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. He's found a way through. Backward it goes. And it's Schneider. Ah, lovely feet. He's going for goal! Oh, that was no routine save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Milan have their second corner now.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Oh, he's having a go! Lazio have the chance to go the other way. And here's Stojkovic. Great defending, strong and determined. Oh, that's a key interception. Spread it left. Del Piero. In towards the back. And a header! And a neat finish! Lazio back on level terms. That is a fine goal, really efficiently done.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
555.
ไอซาลาตันนะครับมงดีเห็นเขาว่ากัน
Lazio restore parity.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
No, he's not getting any further than that. Cafu is very much the model of the modern-day fullback. That's an imaginative pass. Rijkaard. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Tries to pass it through. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Tries to play it through. He's picked his way through. That's a decent clearance.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
And this is Van Basten. He is through here. And that's been won straight back. Van Basten. Now it's Schneider. Schneider going face-to-face with his great rival. There could be trouble here. But for now, the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. So who's he going to be aiming for here? Spread out to the left. Bale was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
And here's Van Basten. Thinks about the shot. Real chance! Loose. And he has been fouled there. Oh, no messing about. It is red. Well, there may be some scope for debate over the seriousness of the offence, but none over its repercussions. They'll have to see out the rest of the game with 10 men. Too much pressure, and he's lost the ball. Can he get on the end of this? And into the grateful arms of the keeper.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Il quarto uomo indica 4 minuti di recupero.
Schneider receives it. Oh, now this is interesting, and the referee has pointed to the spot. Lazio may have thrown this away at the death. Look at bemusement and dismay from the culprit, but the referee clearly thinks there was enough there for a penalty.
Well, not the best way to deal with it, but the old threat of pace clearly made
555.
a tad uncomfortable.
ฟาวให้เกินรอบนี้
An exchange of stares, and here we go. Goal! Milan! Not a twitch, not a blink.
That's a good penalty. Made the keeper commit early and set himself up for quite a comfortable finish.
Gol per il Milan.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Milan look like they've won it, but it's not over yet.
It looks to be the correct call, Peter, and in the circumstances it really had to be.
Well, you might think he got off lightly. It is just a verbal warning. That was mighty close.
This is a Hollywood or bus corner. The final whistle is up next.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
That's the end. Lazio were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded. The end of the game. Reflections?
Yeah, well, I've been on the losing side in games like this, and I can tell you it really does hurt. It's about the fans, and when you let them down...
$55.
ครับต่อสักเกมมาได้ครับได้
Lazio going eyeball to eyeball with their rivals one more time. A day for parading of colours, a day for pride, a day for partisanship, perhaps a day for personalities who will prevail over what could potentially turn into 90 minutes of bedlam. It's time we ask that age-old question again. Who is going to come out on top this time? The Lazio fans are out in force, the atmosphere crackling, passions are high. How could this not be inspiring for all those down there in light blue? So it is time to let them at it.
Well, it's certainly going to be huge, Peter. The demands, both physical and mental, on these players out there will be massive, and there's going to be a big responsibility on both captains to keep the players in check. We need talkers to ensure that everyone plays the game, and not this occasion.
Things already rolling. De Gea can get it clear. And smartly reclaimed. Schneider.
That was lovely, that.
Nesta kept his eye on it, and he's there. David Villa, Jim, a little gem amongst strikers. Yeah, and Schneider! Schneider!
Wow.
Brilliant!
Oh.
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good.
And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
It's almost poetry in motion, Peter, isn't it? The way he wraps his foot round the ball so effortlessly. Amazing.
5,555.
Chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. That has been cut short. Oh, good-looking ball.
ผมหัดยิงอยู่เหมือนกันนะยิงบิดนี่ยิงไม่เป็นสักทีของผม
Schneider. He has found the way through. Vieira did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Zanetti. Schneider conjures time and space where few can. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, it's taken out. That'll be a foul. Oh, no messing about. It is red. Milan are down to 10 men.
เฮ้ยลูกน้องไปแล้วลูกพี่ค่อยไปสิ
555.
ลูกพี่เปเป้ยังไม่ไปดีครับ
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Zanetti. And he's managed to get free. Adams cuts it out. Lazio with the corner, they're first. Tries to get it clear. Milan have the chance to go the other way. And it's Zanetti.
Such good technique.
Gerrard has given away a free kick.
$555.
Great effort, but no way through.
ยิงคมจริงชาไนเดอร์
Schneider plays it short. Now it's Schneider. No, he refuses to take the bait. And now they can spring out of defence. Shevchenko is in a really good position out wide. Zanetti. De Bruyne. Now it's Villa. And this is Shevchenko. Best unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Can he get on the end of this? Zanetti. Now it's Schneider. Aimed beyond the defence. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
He's chosen to go back. Schneider. Gerrard does really well to win the ball there. Schneider. And here's Van Basten. And he's quick to return it. Now that looks a decent ball. So what can they make of this? Best is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
And it's Schneider. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines.
Van Basten really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. David Villa. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Played out towards the right wing. No, that's been intercepted. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And this is Shevchenko. Best. Cafu tries to clear. Rijkaard. And Zanetti. Looking for the run. That looks a good ball through. Well, that is one way to stop him. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Well, played right into his path. De Bruyne. Now it's Villa. That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Lazio trailing by the tightest of margins at half-time.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon.
Sostituzione per la Lazio. Numero 23, numero 9.
The second period is underway.
Lazio really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked at a step too slow on everything.
Threads one in. That's a nicely shaped ball.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. That's a terrific interception.
He's having a hit!
What a cracking save from the keeper. That may turn out to be a pivotal moment.
It's a pretty loose pass. Van Basten is onto it in a flash.
Milan couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
De Bruyne. Stojkovic. And this is De Bruyne. Takes a shot! It's a loose ball. Schneider. Oh, he's got a... It's Schneider! I'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Oh, it looked like he tried to give it some extra whip.
it's Stojkovic. De Bruyne. That has not gone well. Cafu. De Bruyne. Great defending, strong and determined. Tries to pass it through. Best! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, shoots! No, just not quite.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi è di 80.607
It's
spettatori.
Van Basten. Oh, that pass isn't the best. He is starved of space and time. And it's De Bruyne. Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
The atmosphere isn't great at this moment, Peter. The moans and groans from the crowd are quite audible now. Frustration's growing, and this can end up being a bit of a depressing cycle.
Now, what about a counter-attack? Now it's Hullet. And here's Stojkovic. Stojkovic gets on his bike and on the move. Now it's Hullet. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a clear foul, and the referee's got a decision to make. The referee's decided that he was fouled outside the box, and it is just a free kick. Adams has been shown a yellow card for that offence, just to confirm.
Well, you either...
And another try!
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue, and they'll get clinical.
Just about up to 75 minutes. Stojkovic. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, he's been caught napping.
Milan surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Schneider. Oh, that's superb. Rijkaard demonstrating his defensive quality there. He's in a great position here. Can he finish? Could have won it there and then. He knows that. Oh, he knows it.
Just got too eager there, I think, Peter. Had half an eye on the two-goal cushion.
And it's Stojkovic. Stojkovic will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. No, not quite on the same wavelength. Stojkovic. That's good vision. Time is running out here.
Yeah, they're really playing in hope at this point, but hope is something you can always cling to.
Couldn't squeeze it through. Knocks it into space. Now this could be a chance. And it's made its way to him. And the shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
Milan nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
And here's Van Basten. Best. Great vision. In with the challenge. That has ended up in no man's land. Some resolute defending there. 1 minute to add, according to the board. Tries to play it through. Adams. And time is...
ยอมเอาไว้วันหลังค่อยดวลกันใหม่
Separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable for those with a vested interest.
มันสุ่มให้เราเล่นด้วยครับบางทีมันก็วัดค่าพลังให้เราเล่น
ไม่ทันเลย
เก็บอีเวนต์ตัวอัพ GP อะไรนั่นแหละครับดูการ์ดหมดใหม่ลองเข้าเล่นดูครับ
Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert, Jim Beglin.
Hello, Peter, and hello to everyone watching. For me, it's a real thrill to be here.
The Lazio fans are out in force, the atmosphere crackling, passions are high. How could this not be inspiring for all
ไม่ผมอยากรู้ว่ามันบังคับยังไงด้วยครับ
So things are underway. Spread it left. Spinazzola finding himself in space. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. He's just one of the best strikers of the ball you'll ever see, and that applies just as much to his passing game as it does to his shooting prowess. He generally likes to keep things simple, taking as few touches as possible, but making every one of them count. I've got a feeling he's going to be a real handful for the opposition here.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. But that has not gone well. Edingson. And that is a little undercooked. And it's Anguissa. And it's made its way to him. That's a good ball out wide. Nice control. De Bruyne. And the shot!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. And I bet you the keeper is very relieved.
He's in plenty of space here. Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. They've played it short. The referee's awarded a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. McTominay attempts a clearance. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. He's on it, can he get away? Still goalless at the moment. Played into space.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Lovely bit of skill. Espimas. Valeni. Cialnini. Edingson. Cialnini. Vignanda. Valeni. Cialnini. Edingson. Cialnini. Valeni. And the return pass. Edingson. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Anguissa. McTominay is amongst the league's top 5 scorers. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Cialnini. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Pinches it off him. Shifted Lofted it to the flank. McTominay. Lobotka. Spread out to the left. Nicely weighted ball. And the shot! There it is! And that was as close to certain as can be.
And his manager couldn't look happier. That's the kind of interplay they've been working on in training, and it came off beautifully.
Ha segnato al 33esimo minuto, numero 8.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Jimenez. Edingson. Struma. Distributed tidily. It's a pretty loose pass.
Okay, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
This looks promising. That's going wide left. Crosses it into the area. Cleared away. McTominay! That's a fair try, but just off target.
That is a really good chance missed, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
Edingson. Chelnini. Great vision. It's a good run he's making out on the left. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Buongiorno. Lobotka. Spinazzola providing an outlet on that flank. Vignanda. Oh, that pass isn't the best. And back to the keeper they go. Buongiorno. And it's Oliveira. Anguissa. Oh, no joy this time. That's it, 45 minutes up. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. Lazio unable to get back onto level terms before half-time. They trail 1-0.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. So off we go again.
Lazio really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked at a step.
He leaps for it! Harmlessly behind. Vonanda. Edingson. Chelnini. Struma. Played out to the left flank. Now he's off and running. Anguissa. And it's McTominay. Lobotka receives it in a good position here. Now Oliveira. And it's Anguissa. McTominay does have his name on the score sheet, of course. Well read, and the danger is averted. Mignanda. Valeni. Lazio still trailing by one and looking here to take it up a notch after the break. Jimenez. Now that looks a decent ball. Can he finish? Goal! Lazio back on level terms.
Oh, he did so well to hold his run and stay on side, Peter. That was really clever.
Ha segnato al 50° minuto, numero 9.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness. That's put paid to the danger.
81.7 spettatori.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Anguissa. Cross to the back post. And that was asking just too much of him. So time for change. And this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Yeah, there's going to be a significant change of approach, I think. They really are shaking up their attack now.
Valeni. Chelnini. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. And he's there to retrieve it. Spinazzola. Now the delivery. Espimas. Chelnini is being harried and hassled.
Well, he's the quarterback equivalent, so I'm not surprised that he's being closed down first.
Looking early. He's done well to get that clear. And he's managed to get rid. Played out wide. Edingson. Mignanda. Buongiorno promptly onto that, and that is that. Now it's McTominay! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
So we have further activity on the bench here. Valeni. Struma. Valeni. Vonanda. That's really well manoeuvred. That has been knocked clear. Defending of the desperate variety. Tries to pass it, shot a goal! And that should get the job done. And it's hoisted clear. And it's Lobotka.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And it's been taken short. Ball swung in. And it's claimed by the keeper.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Spimas could move up a gear here. Into the last 5 minutes. Oh, he's found support out wide. Oh, such a clever touch. Pings it across. And that has been cleared.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Oh, what has happened here?
Il quarto uomo indica 4 minuti di recupero.
Spimas. Mignanda. Oh, that's a key interception. De Bruyne knocks it into space. Politano wants to run onto this. Jimenez. And that is as far as it goes. Well, nothing to separate the sides in the end, not for the want of desire, drive or determination. No complaints. Well, after all of that, Jim, what are you thinking?
Listen, the more this game went on, a draw was always likely to be on the card. So overall, I don't think anyone will be complaining too much about what they've got.
And all that remains for me is to thank Jim Beglin. That's it from us tonight. A very good evening to one and all.
Tutte le informazioni sui biglietti per la prossima partita.
Well, it is only day one, but already there is a palpable sense of obligation right from the start. These teams know they cannot falter. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. So we're up and running. Well, it's fair to presume, I suppose, that Lionel Messi will, as almost always, Jim, be carrying a huge burden of expectation here.
Yeah, but it won't bother him at all, Peter. He just delivers without fail time and time again, and often in a way only he can.
Absolutely. So I wonder what the little magician will have in store for us today.
Well, all I shall say is expect the unexpected.
Messi, it's a good-looking delivery. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. That has been cut short. And it's Vitinha. Serginho. He's had a shot! And again! And it's a goal!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
That was easy, almost too easy.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Schlotterbeck. Van Dijk. And it's Neymar. And here's Hazard. Tries to pass it through. He's picked his way through. Oh, that was vital. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Best. Oh, that's fabulous. Thuram. Nice looking ball. Oh, he's found support out wide. Best gets into a good position. Neymar. And Hazard. And he's been shifted off it. Now it's Mbappe. Can he get it through? And that is a little undercooked. Schlotterbeck makes the interception. And here's Messi. Vitinha. Well, that is one way to stop him. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. Serginho's cross.
Lazio are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Best, a player who needs no introduction. Thuram gets across to intercept that. Best is sporting a guilty look after that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Oh, that's a key interception. Oh, easy pickings there. And that has left him in a heap. And it's Neymar. He's on it, can he... Mbappe!
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Platini. Not the most accurate pass. McAllister. Neymar. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's been slipped through. Schlotterbeck spots it and intercepts. Vitinha. And it's Neymar. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. He's having a hit! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Oh, he's really looking like he's on the very top of his game here.
Liverpool with the corner, they're first. They've played it short. Serginho. Nicely weighted ball. And it's Neymar. Vitinha. And it's made its decent chance! Oh, he's given that plenty, but no. It's their second corner of the game. Alexander-Arnold with the short one. Oh, he's chance for a shot! Liverpool have their third corner. And it's been taken short. Serginho, and the shot! And again! And that is wildly off target.
That was really good pressure. They did enough to put him off in the end.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Best has it out wide and in space. Best, and it's played in, and it's claimed by the keeper. Alexander-Arnold. Here's Vitinha. Neymar. Good defending there, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. Neymar.
Such good technique.
Mbappe. Now it's Mbappe. Tries to play it through. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
It's Neymar! And this could be the final action of the first half. Alexander-Arnold plays it short. Finds himself unceremoniously floored. And that is expertly dealt with. Tries a shot! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Judge, surely! And that marks a high-octane end to the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Lazio come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second. Down to business again.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose.
Like Neymar! Oh, denied brilliantly!
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
They're up to 5 corners now. Safe to say, he's capable of better than that. That's a pretty loose pass. Now it's Mbappe. And here's Messi. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. And a shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
And again, they run up against stubborn defending. And it's Messi. Great vision. Now that looks a decent ball. Now it's Vitinha. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Spread to the right. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Ronaldo here. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Oh, it's gone in! They have come roaring back.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you've so...
Neymar! Too close for comfort. Well, they've got it again. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now it's Mbappe. He's going to be disappointed with that. Knocks it into space. Looking for the run. He's in plenty of space here. He has found the way through. And a header! Goal! Lazio! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Lazio with the lead.
This is wonderful front-footed football. The manager will be absolutely thrilled to see his team clicking in every department.
Vitinha, good driving run.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
That's a nicely weighted pass. Pull it. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And here's Vitinha. Now it's Hullet. Well, played right into his path. Serginho. That's going wide left. Hazard receives it in a... Oh, that's a foul in a dangerous area. And no surprise, that's a booking. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle. It's a good 30, 35 yards out, this. And there's not much doubt that this will be played into the penalty area. Keeper's not concerned by that.
The tariff was high on that. We can forgive him.
Neymar. Just about up to 75 minutes. That's a little off target. Oh, good take and a good... And the shot! And it's hit the woodwork and out! So close to drawing level.
Mbappe is clearly gutted about that one, but he needs to shake it off and go again.
Now, can they get him away? Vitinha. Taken back almost at once. Alexander-Arnold.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
It's a promising position. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. Looking to play him in. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. And it's McAllister. Showing good feet. Goes for a shot! That's an untidy challenge. Free kick given. McAllister is the team's great visionary. Messi.
Liverpool really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Now that's well seen too. Not much time now for anything fresh to happen, I think. Looking for a runner. That has not gone well. Vitinha. Platini does really well to win the ball there. Oh, good-looking ball. Oh, what a mistake! And a chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Just not quite happening for him just now.
They're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of...
There's a player in need of attention here.
Yeah, and, you know, I think it appears to have been bothering him for a while.
Well, he is going to soldier on by the looks of it. Desperate defending required here. Confirmation that there will be 4 minutes stoppage time. He's a sharp little ball here. That's been slipped through. Whistle's gone, and they've got themselves a free kick.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
He's having a good look here. An opportunity then to pull clear here. Platini! Messi. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. And that's it, the pressure finally lifts. Lazio have done it, the perfect outcome in this most pressured of games. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Lazio can be really happy with this. I saw it as one of these defining games for them, and they showed real character to get the job done. A big statement for anyone who might be up next.
My thanks to Jim. We both wish you a very good evening.
Signore e signori, attenzione. Il papà del bambino che indossa un cappellino blu è atteso all'area informazioni.